All right, man, I think we are back. Rocking and rolling. Let's keep it moving here. All right. All right, now we'll watch for a close. Bar 23 here. So we learned something today. If that ever happens to you on Ninja Trader, you don't even have to restart Rhythmic, which means that it's not a data feed issue. It's just a Ninja issue. So just restart Ninja. All right, 70 seconds out. All right, well. Okay, range on this bar here, by the way, 27 seconds out. Range here is about 40 points. ATR here is an NQ 5-minute chart is 30. I'm going to pop over here and see if the bulls can close this up nice and clean or if they end up hesitating here. 13 seconds out. Copy trader engaged. Nothing. All right, let's watch 24. Well, I'll tell you what. Best case scenario, I guess, for me right now is if the Bears can take this thing lower, and actually snap up the stops right beneath the wick low of 3. That would help keep volatility up. Of course, ATR is struggling to hold 30 here. But we know, what else do we know, right? In lower volatility environments, like when ATR starts getting below 30 into the 20s, especially below 20, when you start getting near a low a day, like the low of 3, if it does take it out, usually it's pretty muted, and a lot of times the market will hang out down there, not do too much, which we don't want because that would kill volatility. All right, minute 30 out here. Yeah, it's a 2-minute chart. I much prefer the 5-minute look right now here on NQ. You just need to set me up something. All right, NQ. Let's not just get glued to that 20 EMA, dude. All right, there's the open of bar 26. Yeah, I'm gonna watch gold. This gold is doing something over here. All right, 3.5 minutes out. Again, this is GC. Justin. Nico, I finally passed my eval. Good work! Now you know what everyone does? When they get their first funded, they get impatient. They get impatient and they try to get payouts instantly. Just take your time, dude. All right, gold. See if 26 can give me a nice, reasonable bull close. 90 seconds out. Oh my god, what a snooze on NQ. Jesus. But gold might give me something to work with here. $60. All right, pop over again. I am on GC. This is gold, not NQ. Get the copy trader ready. Get my stop and buy ready. It's kind of wicky. I'll give it 15 seconds though, because it did close clearing well above the previous wick high. But that's wicky. That only really gets 15. 5 seconds here. No fill, no trade. Moving on. All right, we'll keep an eye on gold here. NQ maybe trying to widen out from that single bar range, which is good. We need to see that. All right. Yeah, you know what? That's right, Frank. We better count our lucky stars that ATR is 27 and not 7. But I'm picky. I want it all, man. I want an ATR of 57 and a trend. Or at least a big old channel. We can work with that. All right, bar 27 trying to widen this thing out. Good, good, good. Gold trying to pull on back here. All right, 20 seconds out here from the close of 27, bar 27 that is. I gotta wait for 28. Alright, let's see what 28 brings here on NQ. Gold over here. Wow, 27 actually popped back up on gold and closed kind of right at the previous bar's wick high. Alright. I gotta watch NQ. See if 28 can give us a nice bare body. ONQ. Trying to take you right back up in the range. You know, I'll tell you what, I don't know about you guys, but I'll tell you what. Losing trades, fine. I'm cool with it. Missing entries, because I get the error, you know? 2 seconds, fine, I'm cool with it. When the market's news-driven, and the ATR is like high, to the point where I have to sit and let it kind of calm itself, I'm cool with it. When the market's doing this, this is the thing that just gets me going. This is very frustrating to me. I'm fine, I'll be patient, but like when the market just is kind of low volatility and cannot break out of like a single bar trading range like NQ right now from bar 20 until now bar 28, this is one of those things where I just kind of want to strangle NQ, you know? But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Sit here and start pressing buttons? No. So we sit and we wait. Do I consider popping down on the 2 and scalping? Yeah, sure. But, I mean, look. 58 all the way through, like, 66. What is there to do? There's nothing to do. And when I look at the 2 minute, you could say, well, oh, 67. Well, first of all, 67 is a very outsized bar. But secondly, I know that 67, even if it's not outsized, which kind of has to be to get to this point, but even if it's not, I know that NQ is in a trading range. I don't have to look at the 5 minute to know this. You should be able to identify everything on pretty much every time frame, at least within reason, without having to look back at your main time frame. It is a range. But the context is still range. Right? So if the 5 is ugly, I'll pop over to the 2 to see if there's anything that's looking cleaner, but that doesn't just wipe the context clean. The context on the instrument NQ stays the same regardless of what time frame you're on. Now, can you take continuation stuff on a 2 minute in a tighter range than you can take continuation on a 5 minute in a range? Well, I mean, yeah, because the bars are going to be, you know, the range on the bar, the ATR is going to be smaller on the 2 minute than it is the 5. So you have more room to do what you want to do because each trade is on average going to be smaller, not in size, but in points and risk. But when the range is tight regardless, you know, what are you supposed to do? Drop down to a 15 second? Oh, man. Maybe we should. There you go. 15-second chart, man. You want to scalp it? Pass. Well, ATR is holding up here. It's 28. All right, I'll be back in 2 minutes. I'm gonna go make a phone call. Tell the market makers this is some bullshit. We gotta get this thing moving, man. I'm pulling it out. All right, don't go anywhere. Back in a couple. What's up? Welcome back. Hanging out here waiting for the market to do its thing, man. All right, 33. You know, when the market's like this, you know what I ought to do? I ought to swap out the fundeds for just like some evals, slap up a little sticker on screen that says risky wrench, 0 rules apply, and we just go full fucking degenerate mode because just out of spite. Because this market, dude, we don't make our money in markets like this, man. At least, you know, maybe it'll clean itself up in a bar or two. Let's just throw around some evals, dude, for the hell of it. 0 RAM rules apply. Could be fun. Oh, Tom. That's all we would do, man. Degen and Algo territory, that would be the only place we would trade. 2 minutes out. Let's see if bar 33 gives me something reasonable here. Come on, 33. Come on. Oh, bar 33. All right, 32 closed just barely outside the wick high at 23. If 33 can give us a nice clean bull body, get up. I'll go ahead and get that copier ready. Oh, you bulls. You little son of a guns. Yes, not too bad, man. Oh, man. Toss up risky wrench, man. Let's just get long silver and look away. Wait an hour. All right, NQ. Let's see if 34 can give me a nice, reasonable bull body. We could go, yeah, we could go risky wrench. We could go rebel wrench. We could go no rule Nico. Little engaged sticker on screen. Fuck, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's have some fun, dude. Come on, 34. All right, we're about a minute and a half out here from the close of 34. Come on, bulls. You little sons of guns. Get up. Get up. Oh my goodness, look at gold! Oh, gold. Yes? Nope. Nope, big old wick on a yes. All right. right, 35. Might be a dog. Come on, 35. Pop on silver. We'll pop on silver. Man. What'd we just say? What did our degenerate gambling addict persona just say? Let's get long on silver and look away. Maybe we should just trade that way, huh? All right, NQ, giving us a little bit of a pop, 35. We got 3 minutes out. And if we can get a nice clean bull close here on NQ on bar 35, I've got a stop limit buy for the bulls. Beautiful. Here we go. ATR 25, by the way. Range of this bar just about at 25, so let's slow that down as far as growth. Come on, 35. Minute 35 out. $60 seconds. Come on, 35. Chill out. Chill out. Chill out. Got 30 seconds here. I don't mind that bull body. Range on it, we're looking at, what, 30? ATR 26. 15 seconds out. I will get my copier engaged. And let's see. "15 seconds only." Those insecure ass bulls hitting me. They're all cocky. Last second, they all pull back. There's 15 seconds. No fill. Oops. No fill, no trade. Gotta pull it. All right. All right. All right, 36. Come on now. Also, stop on potential here on ES. Come on, Bulls. You babies! Give us a bit of a pop. Close us up nice and clean. "60 seconds. Oh my goodness, look at gold. All right, well, I'm still looking at 37 here. See if we can get a half reasonable fill. Come on, 37. In the trench with Wretch. No, this is good. We got it. This is good. We need nicknames for the degenerate persona. We'll have the whole internet thinking that RAM traders are a bunch of degens. And then behind closed doors, we've got RAM traders doing six-figure months, man. Let's just do it that way. That'll be beautiful. Come on, 37. All right. 210 out. Let's see what 37 gives us here. Alright. Alright. So we got a stop hunt up, wick high of 12. That's mature, it's been there for 2 hours. Works actually pretty damn well here with the ATR. But with ATR at 24, 60 seconds out by the way. With ATR at 24, you know, I'm not expecting some big, massive, insane break of that high of day for the stop hunt, but I would love to still put it on. High of day up at about 780-ish, 779, 40 seconds. I'll get the copy trader ready and engaged. And let's see. All right. Stop limit buy ready. Gotta be careful here. In case it decides to pop. We're so close. I'm gonna place it right away. Beautiful. Come on, boys. Take that out. This gets 30 seconds from me here. Ten seconds. There we go. We will get a fill. Bring that guy down. Bring him up. Alright. Beautiful. Let's see if the Bulls can actually give us some continuation here. I'll expect this one to maybe take a little bit of time. With the ATR down at 23, you know, you can't expect the world in 2 minutes necessarily. Though it would be nice. I'm going for a stop hunt here, which is pretty close to a full ATR. And I'm going to use this guy. See if we can get a half reasonable fill. Notice I'm leaving myself exposed there. Oh, you dogs. You little sons of guns. Look at that. I'll get ready to move him in case I don't get a fill here in the next few seconds. You stay exposed to a bigger move here. It's so close. Just fill me and be done. There it is. All right, got the fill. Nice little trade. Moving on, got the stop hunt. Now remember, you got to adjust how much you're looking to get out of the stop hunt based on ATR, right? You can't be looking for a 25-point punch through immediately on a stop hunt when ATR is 25. That's a little too much of an ask out of the market. All right, good trade. About damn time, right? Now, that was a 5-minute chart. Right. Yeah, Mo, yeah, that trade was what, 2 minutes? Right after I said you can't expect the world in 2 minutes? Yeah, well. So best case scenario then on that one. Good. Gold, are you kidding me, Gold? Look at this. You just gotta be patient on a day like today. At least in your real accounts, Alright, back to NQ here. We damn near top ticked it with a fill, huh? Now on stop hunts again, ATR is only 24. Take it off, look for the next trade when it pops through, right? You don't want to necessarily, unless you kind of have to make like a B- setup work, you don't want to necessarily let it pop through and then in a low volatility environment, look for some big move after the pop through. Because a lot of time, maybe we'll get it, that'd be great. But a lot of times when volatility kind of sucks, like today, 23, 24 ATR on a 5-minute NQ chart, a lot of times it'll pop through and then kind of fade back and hang out back in the range. So it's good to be out. Look for the next one. What's silver up to over here? By the way, YouTube members, live training today, 3 p.m. Eastern time. It's noon out on the West Coast, of course. I'll see you guys inside. If you're not in yet, join up. All right, let's see. These bears want to take it right back into the big trading range. Of course, what I'm looking at is, does this become a thing? Yeah, gold trying to make a move. Obviously 39 here. Context here right now is big soft bull wedge with a flat top. So bar 40, which is opening right now, might have my interest, but it would need to be a nice clean bare body here on gold. Also watching 40 on NQ. Raptor, last night's Tomb Talk was one of the most helpful for me personally so far. Good. Good. I'm happy to hear that, brother. Yeah, I was going to say, let me guess, gold's popping a little bit back up into that range. HR on gold dropping. It was, what, almost 8? The beginning of the stream here today. Well, the first stream before we had issues with Ninja Trader, had to restart. Now it's down to about 4. HR on NQ holding above 20, but sitting at 22. Mark says, hey, Big, how long do you think an average trader would take to learn your system, meaning RAM, the wrench action method? Honestly, I don't know. I don't like that question because it depends on you. How much personal development do you still have to do? If you're kind of a rugged motherfucker who's been through some shit and has good discipline, good self-control, good emotional control, and you're just sick of losing and you're ready to do whatever it takes to win, I think you could learn it reasonably quickly. Like, not very long at all. But for most people aren't necessarily, you just gotta be honest with yourself, doesn't make you a bad person. But most people, as far as getting into trading, they're not necessarily there yet. There's still that little bug that's like, I'm gonna do my own thing, I'm gonna bend the rules a little bit here and there, I just want money now. It's gonna take them longer. I mean, I don't know if there's such a thing as the average trader, in all realism. And by the way that I trade already has to make sense in your brain. If you watch me trade, you're like, that's not for me, man. It's not gonna click. And RAM's not for you, and that's fine. But, you know, there's a fine line between it just not clicking with your personality type and you being so early in the process that you have hesitations, you know, getting long on continuation trades. That's a different thing. That's a very different thing. Just the hesitation, it's like, okay, that's just a barrier you have to break through. But if it's genuinely just not your personality type for whatever reason, I don't know, then go trade something else. I don't care, as long as you make money. Yeah, Christian says it's also one of those things, the tomb he means, that you get out what you put in. There's a ton of content there now, and it can seem a bit daunting at first, but flip around to the topics that you think you struggle. Yeah, for all you guys, we're currently in the process. It's coming along. I'm building my own portal for the tomb. We're going to be moving out of Discord, not yet, but when that's ready, to the website portal that will become the tomb, where all of the content will be organized, searchable, organized by training, by tomb talk, by individual searchable questions. There will be a massive archive of every question individually in video format that I've ever answered for people in the tomb on Tomb Talks, and you'll be able to search that. It's going to be a tremendous resource. That's obviously taking us a lot of time and energy and resources to build out. It's not ready yet, but when it is, it's going to be, I think, a tremendous resource for anybody who wants to learn RAM. Again, it's not ready yet. We're currently still in Discord, but it's just going to get that much more organized, easy to follow, and better. Though, to be fair, those of you guys who are in Discord, you have, and those of you guys who want to join soon, if you join it as is right now, I'm going to give you guys a break on pricing for a little while as you move over. Okay, because it's going to change a little bit, so it's still better if you want to get in. Join right now, work with me a little bit while we're still on Discord. Not that it's bad, but it's going to be better. And then when we transition over, you guys will be locked in at kind of a better rate for a little bit. I'm going to transition it from monthly to a one-time payment. But you guys, it will be a break financially that I'll give you guys. All right. Come on, 41. Yeah, Panda says it's 100% worth it, especially on those days when you feel low about red or bad. Yeah, you know what? Listen, obviously, everything you need to know about RAM is going to be, I don't mean to make this like a big ad about the tomb, but, you know, I spend a lot of my time on it, so I'm going to talk about it a little bit. Obviously, everything you need to know about RAM is going to be in there. Now, eventually, I'll probably talk through everything you need to know just here on YouTube on the stream. It's not like I'm intentionally holding back, but it's not going to be organized the same way. I mean, I'm sure you can understand that. It's not super exciting, you know, to sit here and talk strategy for 3 hours every day. At least only that, right? So, you're going to learn everything you need to know about RAM in the tomb, but I'm just making it what I needed in the beginning. And what I needed was obviously something logical to follow, as rule-based as you can make it, but almost more importantly, I needed the psychology aspect. And like, I didn't have any fucking help, and it sucked. I didn't, I felt like I was completely alone on big red days. Big days where I felt really, really stupid. I felt like I was the only guy in the world who had a really bad day that day or had ever done this because no one would talk about it. And I didn't know where to go. Maybe someone was talking about it, but I didn't know where. And it would have been really fucking nice if someone could have been like, hey, you know, maybe you did this. Look at it this way instead. You're going to be all right. And kind of shrink my losses into irrelevance. I needed that psychologically. Really, really fucking bad. So I've been through a whole bunch of bullshit with my trading, dude. A whole lot of pain. It hurt really, really bad. So I like to share that with you guys because I think, you know, for me, that would have helped me a lot. So I expect that for some of you, that would also be tremendously helpful. So I talk about those things. That's arguably, you know, I mean, learning RAM is just learning RAM. That arguably the psychological, emotional support part is arguably more important because that's what I needed. You know, I needed, it's kind of like a catch-22 because like I needed the logical methodology, which I didn't have. But even if I had that, the psychological support was really important. Like I didn't know how to frame these things in my mind. I didn't know how to approach these things. I didn't know if what I was doing was normal or if it meant that I was just a complete degenerate loser. I don't know. You know, every trader is going to have a bad day. It helps to hear someone talk about that, who's been there a lot of times. More times than you, in worse positions than you, with bigger numbers than you. It helps. I needed that. I wanted that, but I didn't know where to go for that. All right, NQ. Come on, 42. Yeah, YM making a nice controlled move higher, but ATR on YM is 29. That's pretty low for YM. That's pretty low. Oh, man. Well, I'll tell you what. Sitting green. One trade in today. Decent little stop hunt. But I got to hit lunch. And then you two members, I will see you guys at 2 o'clock Central. That's 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll do our live training. And I guess, I don't know, between now and then, I guess we'll see what the afternoon brings, if much at all. But one good little trade in so far today. Just be patient. Be patient. Chill out. Let it come to you. When it does, hit it hard. And in the meantime, man, throw on some risky wrench stuff. Or not. It is not advice. Don't do that. But maybe we will. All right, guys. Hey, tell you what. I will see you all here live tomorrow morning. I'm going to go hit lunch. Again, hey, be patient, man. Let it come to you. When it does, you got to hit it. You got to hit it. No fear, but don't talk yourself into something that isn't there. All right? All right, guys. Hey, see you in the morning. Tune, guys. I'll see you in a couple hours.